Everyone. Just let me know in the comments once you're here. I'm waiting for my guest, Somi, and also to let you know that you can dial in as well to join the conversation just in case. Hi, Evis, how are you? I can see that one person is already here. If you can hear me, leave in the comment section to let me know that you can hear. And if you can't hear me as well, also let me know. I'm just waiting for one of the guests to join me. And I'm also going to drop the link to this live. So just in case you want to join to share your experience, then feel free to do that. Hi, Evis. Hi, Zure. How are you? Okay, just let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Just let me know that you can hear me and we can just get started. Like, I said I was going to come live today to come and gist with you. This is, I would say, is just normal live experiences of those who have been in the UK before now. So just let me know if you can hear me. Just let me know in the comment section if you have joined. Yeah, I can see 19 people here. Yeah, that's good. Like and share and also invite your friends to join us. I'm just going to copy this link, and just in case you want to join this conversation, kindly click on this link and I will add you to this conversation. One of the things I'm always passionate about is to make sure that everybody abides to the rules and regulations of your visas in the UK. Hi, May Queen. How are you? All right, let me just copy this link. Just hold on a second. So just in case you want to join the conversation, you can just, presence. I'm inviting everybody to join. I'm happy to add you to this conversation to share your experience. So one of the things that keeps us in the UK is making sure that we are applying for the right visa. Hi, May. How are you? Thank you very much. Please like and share this video with your friends and loved ones. I'm also just going to add my guest while I'm waiting for you to join the conversation. So in case you want to join us live, kindly click on the link I've shared and join us. I'm going to add you. Just keep joining and I will add you. So one of the things I want every one of us to know is that staying in the UK,
Hi.
you don't just arrive in
Hi,
the
everyone.
UK and once you get...
Yeah.
Hi. Hi, Somi. How are you? It's good to have you here. How are you doing?
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, I can see that you have some network issues. Are you
Yeah.
okay now to... Are you okay for us to get started? I'm already live
So
anyway, so...
it's a pleasure being on the show. And
What's the
we're going to
issue?
have uh, a fruitful conversation navigating through.
Yes, UK
Can you hear me?
compliance. Yeah, I can hear you. Let me know in the comment, guys, if you can hear the both of us. May, let me know if you can hear. Oh, yeah, they can hear us. And just in case you want to join the conversation, this is the link. I've just dropped the link in the comments. You can just join with that link and you share your experience. Hi, Ebere. How are you? Okay, Shuku, how are you? Nice to have you here. So, Tommy, one of the things, I've got somebody now on live. So I'm going to add people just after you've spoken. One of the things about UK, staying in the UK, you don't just arrive in the UK. Okay, I've got Onyeshi. Okay. Please, can you turn on your camera when you join? Just when I add you, just make sure you're turning on your camera so people can see you. Hi. So staying in the UK, you need to apply for a UK visa, right? To come to the UK, like we all know. Some people had come to the UK by boat, which I know that is not the story of most of my viewers. Now, coming to the UK, if you're coming as a student, you need to make sure that you complete your studies so that you can continue to stay legal in this country. Now, one of the challenges a lot of students have is when they arrive in the UK, they are not unable to complete their studies. And in that situation, you see that most of them cannot switch their visas. Like if you know, I think in 2023, February 2023, the rule came that if you are a student, you can now switch to a skilled worker visa. Are you ready to speak? Sam? Hi,
Yeah.
sir.
Hi, I can hear you.
Hi, good evening, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, good to have you here. So, we are just having a conversation of staying in the UK legally and following the right path to get your indefinite leave to remain
Yeah,
and also possibly your British citizenship. And, this is something that it keeps changing all the time.
yeah.
Yeah, so which is why I actually organize this live for people to join and learn from experiences. So, may I know where you are?
I'm in Winchester, Southampton side.
Okay, all right. So, what do you think about what is going on right now with the changes and everything?
Yeah, like I'm your one of your adding a follower, so I've
Thank
been
you.
following you for almost 2 years now. So
Wow, that's great. Thank you.
yeah, because we're moving in 2022 November. So and with everything, because as we're moving, a lot of changes have occurred, and right
Yes,
now it keep on changing, and we are just hoping and finger crossed. Hopefully, like you always say, that we should not be panic and
yes.
just I am just to follow, follow them, and let's see what is going to happen. So I'm on a ski walk anyway, so just I still have about 2 years to go on my visa. So let's see what will happen.
Okay, the thing about UK, like I would always say, I came in almost 14 years ago and I was affected by one of the rules. I'd always said that if you are my follower, like you said, I'm sure you may have heard, seen those videos. I emphasize on
Yeah,
them because I actually experienced one of the rules that took place in 2011. I came to study I was meant to start my study in January 2011. And because I was wedding in February, I deferred my admission to September. Now, in April, the rule changed that those that are coming in September are not eligible for for post-study work visa. That was how I was not able to get post-study work visa. But at the end of the day, thank God, here I am. So that's why I always tell people that do not panic over these rules. But one of the things we need to do as immigrants, and maybe possibly some of us who are British citizens, that is to make sure that we keep abiding to the rules and regulations because in most cases in my own situation there was never a time I needed a lawyer to apply for my visa for me because I had always followed stayed on the visa rules without any breaching the visa rules. Now one of the things people do once you breach the visa rule, you need a solicitor to always stand for you. You get so I would just say if you're on the right path, you're on a skilled worker visa, just give yourself time. And once it gets to that time, you get your indefinite leave to remain, hopefully, and possibly you get your British citizenship because you are not on the illegal or overstayers route. So well done for that. Thank you
thank
for
you.
joining us. Yeah. So I'm just going to add some other person as well. Why I let um my guest speak, why I'm adding other people. Hi, so over to you. You can carry on. So thank you, Mr. Sam, for joining us. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you. So go
Okay,
ahead.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now. We know you know the reason why we called for this live. You are one of the
Yeah, there is a little bit of
yeah,
maybe network overload. So
yeah.
maybe I just try to like redo the shared load so that other people can get
So are you
involved.
okay now? Are you okay now too?
Yeah, I'm in the office, but I have time
Okay, that's fine.
to.
You even sound more clearer now. So, guys, please like and share this video. And just in case you want to join us live, I'm leaving the link. I've got some people on the backstage already, but please do me a favor. Once I bring you to the stage, kindly turn on your camera because we want to see who is talking, just as you can see me and my guests. We want to see who is talking. And if you've got anything to add to what we are doing, just prepare it. I'm going to add you to the stage as soon as possible. Okay, so over to you. So, what do you think regarding what is going on now with compliance? We talked about the new visa rules. You're very much aware of everything that is going on. And we've got
Yeah,
people,
yeah, yes.
a lot of people are confused. at this stage. So what do you think they can do differently to keep them staying in the UK legally?
Yes, like what the UK government is set to do now is to
Yeah,
ensure that legals are given priorities over illegal, because the
exactly.
illegal system has been really, really abused,
Yeah,
and they want a turning point. And this abuse is spreading wide, not only in UK but on global basis. And if you could see the UK, like today in the PMQ, the Home Secretary is
yeah,
really, really hitting hard on non-compliance of immigrants and also on illegal immigrants. And for legal immigrants, you know what you need to do. If your
exactly.
visa is stipulates 20 hours, please stick
Yeah,
to it. If your
exactly.
visa stipulates a particular rule, stick to it. Try not to be smart, because it is not business as usual today. And
Yeah,
even those within the HRO setting, the employability and training and development, we try as much as possible to ensure that for recruiting, you are recruited based on the template or the framework of recruitment. That's why you see when before they offer COS, they make sure that all recruitment processes are followed. It's not like I have a brother there. No, no. Even if your brother is the owner of the company, he must
yeah.
follow the recruitment process.
Good
That is
process. Yeah,
compliance, because companies are being vetted now properly before they even renew their license on
yeah,
how the recruitment is. Not just promising to bring from outside the country and they come into the UK and they don't fulfill expectations. They don't meet up what they are expected to do. They come under skilled worker visa and they are not skilled enough. That is
yeah,
non-compliance. So this period, especially recently from the proposal of the Conservative Party, and you
yeah,
know how people are really kicking against it. But our proposal also is an eye opener in the current regime. Though
yeah,
our own is just proposal, but the current regimes are also weighing on it. Is it possible or is it negative? You can maybe even today you can see that there's a backlash on a judge who granted an asylum visa to a Pakistani,
yeah,
whereas that asylum seeking system is specifically for Ukraine. Every country has their rule, and they want it to be followed. So, and people abused it and they exploited it. So now that route system is closed. Now everybody, even the judge himself, is being questioned, because that rule is specifically for Ukraine and not for any other person. So for them exploiting that loophole, that means if the prime minister is now up to change those rules. So now back to what we are all saying is that being compliant is that you who are currently in the UK, who have specific criteria that while you are there, most especially if you are a visa, how would I put it, if you are skilled worker visa,
yeah,
try as possible to ensure that you don't need to wait until the end of your CO expiration before seeking for another extension. Also, you make sure that the required training is not that you came into, for example, let me use the health and care visa now. You came
yeah,
into the UK and you know that your health and care certifications, they expire every 1 year or every 2 years or every 3 years.
yeah. He
And
does.
those certifications, you have not renewed it. You see, now the Home Office is opening its eyes wider. If
They
you are
are.
on skill,
Yeah,
if you are on skill worker visa and they require some of the basic certification that you have, and you don't have them, and you tomorrow they say they deny your visa and you are crying. No, you are not crying. You own now. Everybody is accountable. If your certificates are expired, get them done. If your upskill is required, get them
yeah,
done. If you did
yeah.
level 2, be thinking of doing level 3.
Level
If you
three.
did
Yeah,
level 1, thinking of level 2.
yeah.
Things are changing in the landscape. Even the HRO system is changing. So there's so much going on right now, and we all need to stay compliant so that nobody will come unwanted.
Thank you for that, Somi. Do you think, because I've met some people recently that they said they were going to get a job, but they were not interviewed. Do you think people should go through that part, get securing a job in the UK to switch sponsorship without a proper interview, like the recruitment process?
No, if you switch or if you change without following the due process, and in your mind you know that because of the current system of compliance of everybody, most especially in the skilled worker visa, you owe it to yourself to get compliant.
Yeah.
You need to find out where the loophole is that you exploited, and you go back. Look at the other case just coming out of a
Yeah.
lady who was a skilled worker, but he was doing voluntary in a shop.
In a shop, yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know that skilled worker and voluntary skilled worker are two different things. Those voluntary skilled workers are charitable organizations, and they have their own pathway. If you are a skilled worker, you need to now, most especially, there's a little bit of update. If you have done your e-visa, you go and check your employment status. Check it right now. If your skill visa contains only work and 20 hours, stay there. If your skill visa contains work, volunteer, and 20 hours, that's why that gives you permission to work as a volunteer. You have to check it. There's so many changes.
Okay,
So
sorry to come in. For those who are students in the UK, remember
okay.
that your student visa says you can only work 20 hours, but this is not restricted. You can work in any organization, unlike the care or the skilled worker visa. Recently, I had a consultation with somebody that worked over 20 hours, and the person's visa was denied. Because they
Yeah.
got the history, that this guy has been doing, I think, about 40, 50 hours a week, and they refused the visa based on that.
Yes. The rule is the rule,
So
and it is tracked.
Yeah, when there is a rule, like if you want to stay in the UK legally, you have to abide to the rules. I've been ringing this, like I say it all the time. If they say don't do this, remember you are in a country that is governed by rules. It's not a lawless country. So there are certain things. Guys, please, if you want to join the conversation, I'm just going to drop the link so you can join and say what you've gone through, or maybe just share any of your experiences with people watching this right now. So if you're in the UK or you plan to come to the UK, if you're watching from overseas, UK is not a place that you will just come and think that everything is the same. Oh, I have arrived. I came on the skilled worker visa, or I came on the study visa. So once the visa ends, you don't need to renew your visa. No, you are responsible for your actions.
Yes.
You're over 18. UK is not a place that you will come and expect another person to be responsible for you, especially if you're if you're more than 18 years. So for those who are students, if your visa have said, this has been something that has been in, I would say, since 2011 when I came, my visa said don't work more than 20 hours elsewhere. Don't work more than 20 hours in organization. I didn't work as a student. It was later on when I completed my studies, I started working. But what am I trying to say? Try not to go above that 20 hours. You may think that, yes, nothing will happen, nothing is going to happen. But at the end of the day, you will get stuck.
It's even advisable to go even do 19 hours to be on the safer side.
Yeah.
Just do 19 hours, not 20. Yeah. Because you can do 19 hours. Let me just split it out if it's 19 hours. Normal work, if you are health and care, is 12 hours. If you are running shift, 12 hours, which is like if you are going night shift, 8 to maybe 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
That is 12 hours. Then how do you make the remaining 12 hours to make it 19? Or let me say 20 hours. That means you have 8 hours. So when you do night shift of 12, you only permitted to do maybe an afternoon shift, which is 8 hours, like 12 to like 6, or 12 to like 6 or 12 to like 7. So if you are doing your shift, in order not to stay above the limit, try to structure it that in a week, you go maybe Monday, Tuesday, which is 12 hours. Then you now take afternoon shift or a single shift morning, maybe 8 to 9. 8 to 2 or 8 to 3. So that is how you complete your 20 hours or your 19 hours. If you exceed it, you have violated it. So that is it. And how do the Home Office know about this thing? For example, now if they look at your NIN and discover that your contribution is there, your tax returns, also verify it.
Yeah.
Also, they still have power to even look at your bank statement. So, like I tell you, there's so many things the matrix they look at, which is beyond our knowing. But all I'm saying is that as much as possible that you are, do within the 20 hours, except your status states that you are entitled to also do volunteer. And in the volunteer, there are two types of volunteer. You have paid volunteer, and in the paid volunteer, they tell you typically the payment is for like honorarium. It's not that they are paying for your work. It's just like giving you to support transport or something. So don't think that you are going there to do volunteer and collect salary. So that is what it is stated. So if your own says 20 hours only and there's no volunteer, don't even try it. I'm just trying to like expatiate why that woman failed review, even when she did like 2-3 times. So you need to 247 be even make it a duty every month. Check your status, your online status. Go to your e-visa, check your status. Anything can be updated, anything can be changed. That is just the way it is right now. So that 247 you keep yourself alert so that you not be caught wanted. So if you're a student and you know that you are doing exceptional, you can plan it in a way that it stays within. Well, I'm not saying that you should exceed 20 hours to be on the safer side, because you will be tempted. I know so many things is happening. So just don't to be tempted to like, I'm doing the best. Just have patience. Soon you'll be out of school, then you have your post-work visa and you can now do whatever you want to do. You can also, if you are a student and a dependent, so it's a two different thing.
Yeah.
Student dependent and student main applicant. So these two factors, you need to know it properly. People mix it up so that you not get yourself you not get yourself into issues.
Yeah. So what I would say when it comes to student dependence is quite different from being a student. As a student dependent in the UK, you can work in any organization, unlimited hours, as far as your strength can carry. But remember, when you work so much, you will pay higher tax. That's why I remind people. So even if you say you're working so much, your tax will increase. So as a student dependent, you can even start your own organization. You can open a company for yourself and start running your company. As a skilled worker dependent, you can do that. But as a student, you cannot do that. So just in case you're a student and you're in the UK, please, I saw this recently. Try not to exceed that 20 hours. I know that a lot of people have done it and they got away with it. But remember, not everybody can get away with it. At the point of renewal, you don't want to complicate your visa application. You don't want to start paying a lawyer. A lawyer consultation for an hour is minimum £250. Now, I don't know if you've used a lawyer before, so to do anything. So a lawyer consultation, you don't want to go through the route of having to pay lawyers. So to be on the safe side, try not to exceed it. And if you're a skilled worker, try to check what you can do as a main applicant. But like I would say, the dependent, I think is only a sports person and working as a dentist or a medical personnel that you can't do as a dependent, but you can do any.
Yeah, you're right. But as a dependent, check what you cannot do. Some professional sports person stated there. Some you cannot do like a paramilitary or something stated there. So now they are now being specific. Even though you are a dependent, they're specific. They can say you can work anywhere, but no sports person, professional sport person. Get it clear. Professional sport person, you cannot work. You can work as a professional. I mean, no, you cannot work as a professional one. You cannot work as all those things are stated there. So be very vigilant and watch your status. So when you get your visa approval or you get your COS approval and everything, please double check what is expected of you and stay within that until you are lucky, you get your LR, you are lucky, you get your citizenship,
Yeah.
Bingo. You are free as the air.
Guys, you can
So
use the
try to
link
stay.
in the
Let's
comments.
just try, yeah, let's just try to avoid anything that will warrant illegality. Because now, self, if you are found wanting for anything illegality, you may not even be entitled to citizenship. So that's the
No,
way they are going.
you can't.
You
You
can
can't.
still conservative now. They are telling you that you'll be 15 years. So you know, if you come here at 45 and 15 years, you know where you are. That means you become papa before you get your stay. So just try as much as possible to make sure that you
Talking
do the
about,
right thing.
I know of somebody, a woman who have lived there for the past 20 years of her life. Till as I speak to you, she's a grandma. She hasn't been able to get her indefinite leave to remain because she came, I think she came as a visitor. Something happened, she seek asylum, and there from one thing to the other is over 20 years now. So in terms of moving to the UK, you have to be very careful. Like if you're already in the UK, I'd always said this, don't try to have anything to do with police, because now they are beginning to check your records. If you've got any police record, if you've got any police issue, and apart from visa renewal, when it comes for when it comes to maybe you want to go for a mortgage, you want to buy a house, you will be affected. I've got someone here, D. Please turn on your camera so I will say, guys, you can use the link in the comments to join the live, please, and share your experience. But what you do for me once you get on the stage, try to turn on your camera, okay? I've seen another message. Let me put this message on the screen. Can you see it? If you go as a student and want to open your own business, is it allowed to do that? No, you can't as a student, as a main student. You have to graduate. You have to get your own job, like switch to a skilled worker visa, and until you have stayed here legally for 5 years, maybe get your indefinite leave to remain, then you can now start your business. But if you have a dependent, Mohammed, your dependent can start a company. Your dependent can start a company, but you, the main applicant, because you're a student, you have to continue as a student. And when you switch to a skilled worker visa, you have to continue as a skilled worker visa. I don't know if that makes sense. If it does, just let me know in the comments. And I'm also sharing the link as well. I've got one person at backstage. I'm going to bring the person to the stage now. So, Swami, can you just share how your experience have been in the past few years you've been in the UK and in the organization you work? Because I know you do a lot with employability and all of that. So people can also learn from you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I don't know. I think there's a network connection problem. But guys, if you want to join the live, kindly use the link in the comments to join. So I've seen another question. I'm doing business now in the UK. I want to go as a student and continue the business and study as well. Sorry, if you let me know the kind of business you're doing. Are you currently in the UK or are you overseas? Where are you? Because from what your question says is I'm doing business now in the UK. I want to go as a student and continue the business and study. Where is your location at the moment, Mohammed? If you let me know, I think that will enable me answer your question. So I've got Jude here. Great conversation. Very commendable. Well done. Oh, thank you very much, Jude. Thank you. So what we are trying to say, Somi, can you hear me? I think it's got
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Can you just share a bit of your experience being in the UK for these few years? I have been here for like 13, 14 years, and I'm sure most of you already know, but I will still, if they've got more questions, I will ask you. Can you share a bit of your experience regarding your job and everything? Because I know we talk a lot about it, so people can just learn from that.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. One thing in the UK is that we lack career guidance. That is
Yeah,
that is one of the fundamental slowdown of every
yeah,
immigrant. Like
yeah,
that's why we mostly on the career guidance advisory system and employability. We
yeah.
try as much as possible to provide what they call needs assessment. So
Okay.
I will just give you a little brief of my a little bit journey because before coming in, though I have a little bit wide intent travels, So I've a little bit have more exposures to understand the system and know what my good plan is, because you must learn to have a pathway when
Yeah.
you are going anywhere. And to have this pathway, you must be open to seek advice. It's just like
Exactly.
what we are doing right now. And
Yeah.
those who are interested in having a one-on-one consultation should try to meet Fajira. We will now look at your present state and we will develop it. So in
Yeah.
my career, presently I do more of employability and human resources, and also offer personal-centered training and development. And though I've worked in diverse sectors, health and care, engineering, employability, oil and gas sector, so human
Yeah.
resources. So I'm quite wide. So, but in getting this place, I need to start. What is my plan? What is my future? What do I want to achieve in the next 5 days? Or what do I want to achieve in the next 5 years? By looking at where I am right now, where I want to go. I'll give, for example, if you are in the health and care, which is one of the most popular career pathway. I'm
Yeah.
just giving for example. You
Yeah.
first of all ask yourself, what are the requirements for me to get to that destination?
Yeah.
Number one, you first of all examine the job role. In health and care, it's wide. Most people
Yeah.
think health and care just come because you have domiciliary experience, you have the home care experience, you have um, um, different type of um, sectors in terms of adults, children. So in
Yeah.
all this, you need to know where do I fit in. When they talk about domiciliary, that means you are doing what they call home care, that is
Yeah.
performing care in the home. Now, what will it entails me to enter a job that performs care in the home? For example, now, if for example somebody is, let me say, let me give for example that somebody is a teacher
Yeah.
and he wants to go into maybe change career, going to teaching for maybe K-12 colleges, or you want to go into teaching for further education. One, in your own country, you need to, I'm just talking about, I want to specifically focus on one. Let me talk about teaching professional, for example. If
Yeah.
you want to teach in the college, for example, you are a graduate, and in for example, like in Nigeria, we have
Yeah.
Teachers Registration Council. If you have to be recruited from outside, the Teacher Registration Council.
Yeah.
In UK, they have what they call QTS, Qualified Teacher
Mm-hmm.
Status.
Yeah.
So, how do I get Qualified Teacher Status? In England, you must go and get the pathway. It's a 1 year program.
Yeah.
In Wales or Scotland, they have home country recognition. And how to get that home country recognition, you need to have your teacher registration council. You need
Yeah.
to have done 1 year, 1 year experience of classroom experience. Teaching in classroom. That is second criteria. Then you need to have a very good police background. That means you are free from criminality.
Yeah.
So I'm just giving you the step part. What I need to do to know to get, I want to get into teaching job
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
UK.
Yeah.
I've listed three.
Yeah.
Now, the other one is that now in teaching, which part should I focus? Is it maths? Is it English? Is it general? So you need to know your strength and weakness.
Mm.
Then in the fourth one, and I'm going to give you 5 needs assessment because I'm just taking it based on my career and based on what because I worked many years. So I'm just taking it. These are the needs assessment I did first. Then now start sourcing for the school, getting the school, then applying for the job,
Yeah.
going for the interview. That is how you do to land your job in it. So when you now come at the point of entrance, maybe at UK, but then ask you what you are coming to do. You are coming for this school. This is my qualification. This is so you have already
Have
prepared
a lot of
document. You
things
are
to say.
compliant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even when you get to the school, you are going to start a particular maybe level one. Then you're
Yeah.
now planning to upgrade yourself to level two, or you're not planning to now enter into assistant head teacher. So that is how you need to know your growth plan in the next 5 years. So when we are building plans for career growth, this is what we do, and we follow it systematically, religiously. So that is how you're able to become successful. And this is what the UK government is looking for. You should not just come here and say you have a career plan and you do yourself, you are here already. Instead of you to focus on the school, you are doing another thing separately. That is wrong.
You're living in
So
your
because
own terms.
anything we come to do in a foreign country, we are like an ambassador for where our home country, where we are coming from. Even if I am here, for example, now, or somebody is here, for example, now is a British citizen, but when they trace his lineage, he's coming from Nigeria, and you come and misbehave here, the thing goes wide. So
Yeah.
what we are trying to do is that as you come into a foreign land or you are coming to a UK, be an ambassador to yourself, to your family, and to your home country.
Yeah.
I know people are shouting about Kemi, but if you look at her trajectory, she has already built a growth pattern. So now she's not telling you that I am identified in a particular thing. Two things, we either like it or
not.
we don't like it. But this is her path. She wants to identify as a British. Now, we should respect her for her choice. If she doesn't want to appeal that, that's fine. Whatever she promotes is what the British and what she thinks it is. If I have a British child and say this is his plan, he wants to become a football, what I need to do as a parent is look for the growth plan for him to become a good football, not just professional football, but an educated football, like going to colleges to look for sport administrative courses. That is how you train your. I just a little bit diverse just to learn that I'm giving a robust experience of how you can be successful in whatever country, whether UK, whatever it is. You have to become a successful via your plan. So that is how this we were able to achieve a formidable stability within this area.
You know, one of the things I tell people is if you can learn from people's experience, you don't know what God has done for you. Sometimes you don't really have to experience that. I remember when we came to the UK, we didn't really have any platform like this. Sometimes you go to international office, the people working there, they'll say, oh, they don't know, get a lawyer, you know. It was so frustrating, you know, as at then. So there were a lot of information that we couldn't work with. Imagine coming to study and you have a partner and your partner is applying for a visit visa instead of dependent visa. This is because there were no information out there for us to use as at then. So in the UK, once you're able to like get the right source, the right information, I'm sure your journey will be smoother, and the stress you may go through if you didn't have this valid information, you know, it will be reduced. It will be much more compared to having such information. Now, I was telling somebody that in the UK, you don't live in your own terms. You don't live in your own terms because the UK is governed by a rule. So you have to abide, because you have to be a law-abiding citizen. There are lots of forms, especially when it gets to applying for indefinite leave to remain. There are lots of forms you will have to fill. And also naturalization. If you have any criminal case, you have to declare it. If you have any police case, if you've been to the court, you know, there are sections like that you will have to fill. And the only way you can escape that is for you to be a law-abiding citizen. And once you're a law-abiding citizen, most of those things you won't even experience it. And once you apply for your visa, you will see that they will just keep approving. The thing is, when you look for trouble, you will need a lawyer to be able to do this for you. But if you have followed the visa rules, and you will never need a lawyer to apply for a UK visa. I never used a lawyer until I became a British citizen. I never used a lawyer for my visa application. But imagine if I had any issues, I would want to pay a lawyer. The lawyer will have to write to Home Office to say this, you know, to set a reason. So please, if you're in the UK and you're still on the journey, on the pathway to get your indefinite leave to remain, anything that will have to do with criminal case, police, anything that will just bring your leg out, just try and make sure you avoid it. Make sure you avoid it, because once you do that, you will see that your application will not be complicated but straightforward. I tell a lot of people this. you will always have a straightforward application. There is a question on the screen in terms of dependent. My son wants to be a professional footballer, and he had joined a club of under 12 years. Is it not against the law? I don't think this is against the law. This is a child that wants to be a professional footballer. So, what's your take on that? It's not against the law having your child play football in the UK. If you're a dependent, it's not against the law, from what I know.
Can I just reply to him?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can add yours. Yeah.
Okay. He said my son wants to be a professional footballer and he has joined the club. Okay.
Sorry,
Yes,
change.
he has joined it. Okay. Under 12 years is not against the law. No, the thing is that in his visa, it's clearly stated there. You cannot become or a professional footballer.
Yeah.
He can join a club as an academic. He can join a club as how would I put it, under maybe the training program and is in line. But if he joins the club under professionalism and his visa status is not changed, he will be found wanting.
Yeah.
Because or your BRP or in your e-visa, it is written there. The only place you cannot do that, you cannot become a professional footballer. You can join the club, fine. You can get trained, fine. As a dependent, that's fine. Nothing happens. But when he signs and he doesn't update his status so that it will be included as part of his external, because even if you have a skilled worker visa, you can have multiple skilled work COS. It's allowed if you want to do more hours. Exceeding the standard 48 maximum hours as stipulated by the law. So if you want to exceed that for maximum 48 hours with a visa, maybe a skill visa, you can be. If you're a dependent, we don't have any restriction. So, but if you now want to become a sport person, I'm still going back again, make sure that he is registered in an academy, but he is not receiving payment as professionalism if he's still in his current status. But when it wants to receive payment, it should now upgrade, it should now file as a sport person. So they will now add that to his status that though you are a dependent, but now you are currently a sport person because you are receiving income. Then he will now be taxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so academic sports club, they give the child let me say honorarium. They give them like tippings. They give them like how will I put it? What do they call them again? I know a particular sport club that if they take you, they give you they give you some support. But in that support, make sure that it is under voluntary. So he's in an academic, but he's having support. So that is to answer his own questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Sam, have you got anything to add to that?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, that's fine. So that, I don't know if that answers your question, but also still do your own independent research. Okay, is it Tommy? Yeah, Tommy, also do your independent research as well. So I've seen a message from Muhammad. I'm sending African foodstuff in the UK, but I'm presently in Freetown, Sierra Leone. I have applied for masters and they have accepted me to start studying in September this year. So if you're coming to study in the UK, you're not allowed to run your own business. But if you have a dependent, Muhammad, your dependent can do the business. But you, because of your status, which is why we're here tonight, that you have to abide to the visa rules and regulations, you are not allowed to run your business as a student. So you can think of having your dependents do the business for you, or maybe finish your studies, get your job to stay back in the UK. Then once you get your indefinite leave to remain, you can now apply for your business, or maybe register your company. But if you are coming as a student and you want to register a company, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful because on your visa rules, you're not allowed to register your own company. So Have you got any more, Somi? I think I've seen. Thanks for all you do here. What is your say on the dependent care visa on the 6135 for a spouse, both in the UK since 2023? So it depends on what visa you've been on while you've been in the UK. It depends on the category of visa you've been on. So if you make your question a bit straightforward, I think I would understand better. But the rules and the new rule took effect on the 11th of March 2024. So if you have been on the care visa before then you don't have any problem. If you were on code, I think the previous code was 6145, then it was changed last year to 6135. So if you were on 6145, yeah, then I don't see you having any problem switching with your dependents. Those that have got problem are those that are getting their 6135 after 11th of March. Now, I had always said this on this platform. Even the new rules that was recently published, for those that even applied for their naturalization or citizenship, let's say on the 9th of February, they won't have that problem. They don't have that problem. So once you apply after the date, that's when you will have the problem of the visa being refused. So if you have been here before the new rules, then I don't see you having any problem with that. I've seen another question here that says from James, do dependents work as a driver? And what are the requirements? A dependent can do any job, James. Provided you're a dependent, you're a skilled worker dependent, you're a student dependent, you can work as a driver. You don't have any issues with that because you don't need a sponsorship for that job. So you can do any job apart from sports person, professional sports person, and a dentist, medical jobs. But being a dependent, you're allowed to do any job. So I'm just going to take some more questions that have come in. I've got this one from is it Mike? Mike, good evening, Fajira. I'm in the UK for 4 years, 2 months. I did my live in the UK test plus English test. I passed. I'm supposed to apply for my citizenship first week of December 2025. Is it okay? Is it okay? Advice. It depends on the visa you've been on. If you're on a skilled worker visa and you've been on that visa for the past 4 years and 2 months, then that means you've got 10 months to apply for your indefinite leave if the rules have not changed. But bearing in mind that the Conservative Party are thinking of implementing the new rules to say you have to stay longer. So the UK rules are rules that you could go to bed, I'd always said that, and wake up to something new. So if you're lucky that by December, when you're planning to apply for your indefinite leave to remain, the rules have not changed, then you are good to go. You don't have any problem with that. So I've got another one here that says, people must remember that the UK government, like any other government, has an obligation to its own people's interests first. Of course, we know that. Mr. Sir, what do you have to add to this?
Let me add to this.
Okay.
Let me just add to that question.
Okay.
The previous one that just come before this one.
Okay, which was what was
the one that talked about that he had done his life in a skill test?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Let me just advise you. It is stipulated that you have spent 5 years minimum, 5, not 4.5, not 4 1/4, 5. If you're on global talent visa, 3. So if you have not completed the 5, have patience, wait. Don't just be in a rush. Complete your 5 years. Except you have already have your indefinite leave to remain, which is the LR. Then you can apply after 1 year. So that is the standard. So that you not be like you are in the years. So I want to stop your ambition. You can go ahead, but I'm just categorically stating what is. You can go to Gov.gov to see it. It is stated there 5 years. Even Kemi, that is even pushing for 15 years, it is saying that it is 6 years. So just be a little bit careful. So that because you have congratulations, you have passed your life in the skill test. It's fantastic. You have your English, but my only kindly advice is have patience. Let the 5 years roll out.
Roll out,
So
yeah.
you cannot start 5.1, maybe 5 years, and then apply. When you have your LIR, except you are maybe your husband is a citizen or something else, or you got married. So it's not really explicitly clear. But from what I'm looking at is if I have to based on 4 years, 2 months, a scenario where your husband is a citizen, you can
Yeah.
go ahead. If your husband is not a citizen, then wait a little bit until it is 5.
I've got someone that got her visa through spouse. She got her citizenship. I think she's going to join the course shortly, and she will explain how she went about it. So be patient. The UK process is a process that you have to be patient with. I usually tell lots of people that UK is a big humbler. I don't know if the UK humbled anyone before. I remember coming to the UK. When I came, I was driving, like, but I had to start running after buses. I had to, some days I just go back to my room, and then I was a student. I was like, did I make the right decision? Did I actually, moving to this UK in the winter, sometimes you're even seeing the bus as you're getting to the junction, before you end, the bus is leaving, and you have to, so you have to follow that process. And once you come out from that process, you will see that you will be happy with yourself. Moving to the UK is a big everybody usually is excited when they get that visa, but they don't know what comes after the visa, which is why I would always say be patient with the process. If you have stayed for 4 years and 2 months, you've got 10 months. And it depends on the category of visa that you have lived on. But I assume you've been on the skilled worker visa. So you've got another 10 months for you to apply for that indefinite leave to remain. Now, all you have to do now is just to pray that the rules does not change before then, just like it happened to me when I was coming to study. So I've got another message. The UK cannot take in everybody.
It is a British, so we don't need to.
Yeah, we know that. We don't even want the UK to take in everybody. We want the people that are here to be law-abiding citizens, because me too, I don't want to live in an environment that I am not comfortable. A lot of things are happening, which is why most of us are here. So we don't want same thing that we ran away from to start happening here. So I completely understand that. So I've got another question now. I came with spouse visa. Is it that fine? I understand what you mean with the spouse visa, but just a little bit of highlights about the spouse visa. The spouse visa allows you to come to the UK. I think they give you the first 2.5 years. Then, after the first 2.5 years, you get another 2.5 years for you to be eligible to apply for indefinite leave to remain. No. If your husband or your wife is already a citizen, you don't really have to go for indefinite leave to remain. Once you have that 2.5 years and 2.5 years, you can apply for your naturalization. Then after that, you can apply for your British passport. So if you came on the spouse visa, you're looking at 5 years. Yeah, 5 years route, except maybe something happens and you decide to change your visa. If not, the spouse visa is usually 5 years. After the 5 years, you will get your indefinite leave to remain. And with the changes now, if you are a wife or a husband to a British citizen, the person has to earn 29,000 pounds to be able to bring you to the UK. But they are going to reveal that. Mark is currently looking at it. I think sometime in June or July this year, they will come back with their findings. In the past, it used to be 18,600 pounds. You can imagine the gap. So you can see how you can imagine the gap. But now you have to earn 29,000 pounds to be able to bring your spouse from overseas. And with a spouse visa, some people have asked me, do I need to write an English test? I am not sure of that. I will bring someone. I think she's in the comment now. I'll bring someone to the screen once she enters the studio to explain. You don't really have to write that exams before the test, but I think while you're in the UK, you have to write the English exams also. So for spouse visa, as earlier mentioned, it's 5 years. But at the same time, you still have to abide to the rules that governs that visa. You have to comply to it. You don't have to say, because I'm here now, I can do whatever I want to do. You still have to, even after you have, remember, the British citizenship can still be revoked. Some, you saw the publication this week. I think you shared some of them with me. They
Yeah.
can still revoke it. So in as much as you've migrated to the UK, you've gotten your citizenship, doesn't mean that if you do something wrong or you don't abide to the rules, especially there is this woman that has been writing exams with people with different wigs and so on, the people she has written for, they have like, they may end up losing their citizenship. We don't know what is going to happen, but they may end up losing their citizenship. So it is very important that you abide to the rules that governs the environment, the country where you are at all times. Thank you. Somi, over to you. I've got another one on the screen. Okay, I totally disagree with Fajira. Born people getting UK passport, they should only get a permit. This is not to us to decide. Yeah, this is not up to us to decide, but it's left for the government to decide this. We cannot decide that. Sometimes we so desire for a lot of things, but we end up not getting it the way we want it. So we'll leave this to the UK government to decide. So I've got another one. UK passport should only be given to UK born people. So if foreigners misbehave, it's
We are
not.
not arguing with you. We are not dragging anything with this guy. So
Let me leave you, Sam. Sam, go. Let me leave you to her.
no. We are answering now. I said we are not in any contest with anybody. We are to, even the ILR is okay for me. I don't even need your citizenship anyway. So
to be honest, a lot of people do not even. I have a lot of friends that
I'm not.
Yeah, they don't really need the citizenship. A lot of people don't. They
I
don't.
came here for my children. Not. I'm okay with my own citizenship. I'm okay. So we are not dragging anything with anybody. We are not in contest that because of that we are moving down here. So you guys should relax.
Let me drop this link, guys. If you want to join this conversation, use this link I'm dropping in the comments now and join us on the screen. This is becoming more interesting now. So, Somi, what do you think about this? They said those that are not born British shouldn't get the British passports. Do you agree with that? Are you there, Somi?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. I'm asking, do you agree with that? That those that are not born British shouldn't get the passport at all?
Do you want to join? You want to join our sister? No. The rule is the rule. Anyway, two things: either you are born in UK or you are born in that country, you get a passport.
Yeah.
Even smaller countries, they come to Nigeria, even get passports. How much more you don't want this place to take it? So for me, I believe that as long as you are contributing to the UK economy, you are contributing positively. You are not a miscreant or something. You are entitled to have everything. That is why people don't understand they have what they call Equality Act.
Yeah.
Look at the Equality Act. So the problem is that when you come here, most things is shift. You don't study. So you just come and think that, no, you need to study. Just get yourself acquitted with the Equality Act and you understand some of your basic rights.
Yeah.
And in that way, you'll be able to act accordingly and build yourself and get the end goal, which is nationalization. That's it.
Welcome
But for
back.
me, what you said is a no-no. For me, once you are here in the UK contributing positively and you are here legally, you are entitled to have your British passport and citizenship because you are paying your tax.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Basi, what have you got to say regarding this? That those who are not born British shouldn't get the passport from what? Is it ASA 99 is saying?
For me, it's not important. What is important is getting what you want, go back to your country. That's all.
Okay.
For me, I'm a student, so I don't see that being much of a contention. We're all here for, well, depending on individuals, we're here for one purpose or the other. So I feel we shouldn't be talking about who should be given passport or not. The main thing is getting what you want and you go back home. That's all.
Yeah, thank you. Sam, have you got anything to add to that again?
Yeah, like that what I said. So yeah, just the guy should just relax. We are not in contact with anybody. I know the guy that is asking the question is the British, so trying to
Yeah.
those those are the people that are saying go back to your country, this and that. We are not in contact with anybody. So
Provided you're not fighting, you're not stealing, you're not carrying knife, you're not shooting anybody, you're staying at
but
peace.
the guy just failed to realize that we are also contributing positively to their economy. We are doing a lot of things for them, so we are not even benefiting anything. No, we are not benefiting anything from their governments anyway. So we are just working, giving tax, everything. So no benefits, no help, whatever. So you should just relax. We are not fighting. We are not in contest with them. So
That's good. Thank you. So have you heard? Just relax. Nobody is fighting for that. Everybody, I would always say, everybody should just live at peace, enjoy the place, make sure you're contributing your own parts. You're not adding more trouble to what is already going on right now. So somebody, Oju, have just asked, can someone who was caught with driving without valid license be affected when it's time to get British citizenship? It depends on the outcome. When you were caught, what was the outcome? What did the police say? Were you handed over to the police? Were you banned from driving? So
they
if you
will
let
grant
us
the
know further,
person.
then we will know what to say. Somi, have you had this? Do you know of anyone who has had this experience of getting caught with a driving license that is not valid? Guys, these are the things I usually say. You just have to be very, 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 very careful. Very, very careful when it comes to even driving in the UK. You have to be careful. Have you got anything to add to that, Somi?
Okay. Is it let me see the next
Driving,
question.
yeah. Can someone, if you see that
I
question,
just
can someone who was caught driving?
I'm just jotting between.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's on the
Sorry.
screen. Yeah, if you can say it.
Can you just put up the question a little bit?
Yeah, he's there. Can
Sorry.
someone who was caught driving, who was caught with driving without a valid license, be affected when it's time to get British citizenship?
No. No, it doesn't. If you have let me say it's continuous. It's continuous. It's continuous. If, for example, that you work 2 years,
Okay, that's fine. So there is another question. Yeah, hi Fajira. My question is, if you have been in the work for 2 years on a skilled worker visa and you get a new course in construction or teaching for 3 years, with the 2 years you have stayed counts towards your indefinite? Yes, provided you have been on the skilled worker visa from the start. Let's say you've been on that visa, like you said, for 2 years, and you get another job in a construction or maybe let's say in the tech industry for another 3 years. It counts towards your indefinite leave to remain. The only time it does not count is if you were a dependent of a skilled worker, and let's say you were with your dependent on the skilled worker visa, and now you're coming out to get your own skilled worker visa. You will have to start counting from year 1 to 5. But if your route to the UK was on tier 2 and you have continued on tier 2, irrespective of the job, irrespective of the organization, provided the visa you're getting is still a tier 2 visa and the main applicant, it counts towards your indefinite leave to remain. So I hope that answers your question, Lillian. Have you got anything to add? If you've got anything to add, just add to it. And I will still copy the link as well and post in the comments just in case you want to join us on stage. Kindly click on this link, like this video, share with your friends as well, and ask them to join us. So, Sam, if you've got anything to add to what I've just said, Mr. Sam, if you've got, you can just add to it. Thank you, Dami. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Sorry to say, me, as many British people nowadays, just coming and causing havoc in our country that
Victory,
we have to pay for, and that's not fair.
victory.
So I'm sorry to hear that. We too, we are not happy when we see some of those problems on the streets, to be honest. And bear in mind that not all immigrants are the same. We are different. People are different. So we can't judge one person by with another person.
Yeah, that's the fallacy.
Yes, so people are different. So calm down. I hope your environment is safe and secured. I know maybe if you've had so many experiences, you can react like this. But what I'm trying to say is that for the fact that one person is doing something wrong and that person is a black person doesn't mean that the other black person is also going to do the same. So let's just hope that everything works out well for us, because we don't even want to live in an environment that is not peaceful. Yeah. So causing problem on a daily basis doesn't add anything to the UK economy, just does the opposite. Okay, we know.
We leave it to you are both citizens, so you can talk to
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, that's fine. So please, is anyone here working as a quantity surveyor in the UK? No. Somi? Somi? Mr. Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you see the question on the screen?
Yeah, I don't know much. I don't know much about the quantities of your. I know they are surveyor, so the person can just go online and
Sorry for this.
seek for more information about that.
Okay, that's fine. So you can check on the Gov website, and if I check and I find the link, I will drop in the comments. Will I say the comments of this video, or maybe in my community? There are registered one you can find on Gov website. Just in case you're looking for one, you can work with the registered one. So I've got another question here. I know that, but we must deal with the bad ones. Exactly. That was just what I said. Not everybody is bad. Like you would see that most of us, yeah, we're always advising, do not do this, do not do that. We don't want anybody to come to the to UK and make us uncomfortable as well. Nobody wants to be uncomfortable in the UK because we see the UK as a safe place. So we are all putting our hands together to make sure that everything is okay.
Even being bad, good is a human thing. It's not particular to a particular race or anybody. It's just a human thing. As in, human being can be good, bad. It's not necessarily it's only white that is good or bad, black that is bad. That's why we have good, bad. It's a human thing. So the guys should just try to note that. So most of us, at least if to go by the percentage, you can see at least we have about 90 something that are very good coming to your country. So not everybody that's coming, the percentages of good people is more higher than the bad ones.
Yeah.
So we just need to be realistic and be truthful with what we are saying.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sam. So I've got another one. Unfortunately, some don't see it that way. You're right. Some don't see it that way. But the truth is, we are in a country that is governed by law. And whatever you do, you have to face the law.
You face the consequences.
You have to face the law. So you don't do things and expect another person to face the law on your behalf. So someone have just a Fajira, kindly add interview. Okay, Fajira, kindly add interviewing a quantity surveyor on your channel. I trust your information a lot. Please keep up the good work. Thank you very much. I'll do that. Thank you for that. I will do that. Maybe in my future life, I'll try to see if I can get one good one, registered one, that I'll bring on this platform to advise you. So, like I was saying, that there is nothing as good as living in the UK legally. And one of the things I want you guys to take out from today's live is that you always have to check the status of your visa, check everything. Make sure that you know when your visa is running out. I've seen a lot of people that they've been in the UK, they didn't even know when their visa was running out until the organization contacted them to ask for their, what's it called? Oh, I'm trying to remember the name. You know, the one you sent to your company.
Share
code. Thank you. Until the organization contacted them
right to work.
Thank you. They are to see their right to work. that was when they got to know that their visa was running out. So if you have one of those that have moved to the UK recently, make sure that you're always, you know the date your visa is running out, and you know that you're supposed to put in a new application on or before that date. So if your visa is running out, let me use maybe on the 10th of February, make sure that you have applied for a new visa, even if it's on the 9th of February. Because what happens when you don't apply for a new visa before the expiration of your visa, automatically you become an overstayer. Somebody had similar issue, but what happened to her? She messaged me today 2 days ago to say the Home Office have approved her visa. So what happened? She went to apply for a Nigeria passport, and the Nigeria passport did not come out, and now she had now become overstayer for like 2-3 days. So when she now finally applied was when the Nigeria passport was now out for her to apply for the visa. So Home Office emailed her to tell her that she has become an overstayer and her visa cannot be approved except she brings an evidential, I think some reasons, I think an evidential document to show why she did not apply her visa, she did not apply for her visa before the expiration of her visa. So what she did was to use her Nigeria passport application form, like everything as a supporting document. According to her, she said, Fajira, I had to send all the entire documents I have in this live to Home Office. And as God may have it, she got her visa approved 2 days ago and she messaged me. This one is because she was lucky. There are some case workers that will not even read your visa. They will not even read the information and they will just refuse you. But she was lucky to be emailed to add some additional document to show the reason why she did not apply for her visa. So please, if you're in the UK on any category of visa, the UK is not a place that once you come in with a visa, you have settled. You have to continue the journey until you're able to get your stay. The only time that you are settled is when you have gotten your indefinite leave to remain. But bear in mind that if you get your indefinite leave to remain, you also still need to apply for your naturalization if you want to become a British citizen. Now, some people get to the point of applying for indefinite leave to remain and they are unable to apply because they have not written their Live in UK test. Live in UK test is a compulsory test that you have to pass. And once you pass the test, you can now move to the next stage.
And another thing to that, if your child or is more above at least 18, everybody's going to write, not only the male applicants. That's another mistake some people are making. They thought it's only the male applicant that's going to write. Anybody that is above 18 above in your family must write. If your wife, maybe your son or your daughter that is 18, all of them are going to write the Live in UK test. So.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Stan. And the Live in UK test, I think it's 24 questions as at when I wrote mine. I believe
24 and pass 18, yeah.
You have to pass 18. So once you pass the 18, you get a success email to say you've passed it. And that does not expire. So for those who have stayed in the UK for like 2 years, 3 years, who are planning to get their indefinite leave to remain, I would suggest that you start preparing for your Live in UK test from now. So you don't get to a month to the expiration of your visa and you had still not passed the test. And another thing with the test, sometimes you want to book and you're not seeing, it's just like the driving test. They're always full. It's just like your IELTS test, your PTE test. Each time you want to book, you will see that you don't even have space. So if you have been in the UK for 2-3 years, 4 years, make sure that in the year before the last, the 5th year of your you being qualified to apply for indefinite leave to remain, you already have the test written and you've already passed it. And just in case maybe you wrote the first time, you did not pass, you still have opportunity to rewrite because you still got time on your side. So I've got another question. This is from Kemi. I want to go into teaching in the UK. I am on a dependent visa. Any advice on how to start? I have a science background. If you're on a dependent visa, you're not restricted. You can start with teaching, I think, is it teaching practice? Yeah, teaching assistant, sorry. You can look out for schools and start applying for teaching assistants role and see how you can go into it fully. Okay, you're not restricted from doing teaching, except your visa does not cover teaching. But for a dependents are allowed to teach, and some schools as well, they even sponsor you while teaching, so that's not a problem. Okay, so I've got, okay, this is from, thank you very much, you're welcome. So I've got another question here from Tommy. If my spouse is...
Let me just add a little bit for that one, for the teaching.
Okay, go ahead, Somi. Yeah, thank you.
So for the teaching, if you want to go into teaching, there's a step rule. One, you need to identify first, do you have exposure to classroom teaching? If you don't have at all, it is best time to start with volunteering. Start as a volunteer in any school that is offering volunteer, so that you gain that initial classroom experience. Then another thing is that you need to go for and learn and get your functional skill, level 1, level 2 functional skill, maths and English. If then after that one, the next stage you are now looking at is, where am I starting from? As a teaching assistant pathway is different from being a real teacher. So if you are starting teaching assistant pathway, you need to get your level 3 diploma in teaching assistant certification. That is non-negotiable. Then if you're teaching, you want to go into SCN, or you want to go into that be special education need or learning disability, you need to get training and certification. So you need to learn to know the career path before entering. It's not like Nigeria where you just get into any school and you start. No. You need to start the fundamental part. So then before you now apply, you need to ask yourself, if they are, like, for example, they are applying, if they are going to pay for your DBS or you are not going to DBS. If your DBS, that is your background check, should now fall into children workforce. So all these things you need to know before you can get into teaching. So it's not just jump, there's a process. And you need to have this thing inside your CV before you apply. And that's a little tip. But if you want an in-depth on schools and likely thing to do, maybe after the show we can have more conversation.
Thank you so much, Somi. Thank you. Mr. Sam, have you got anything to add to the teaching?
No, I'm not the teacher.
Okay, thank you. So I've got another question from Tommy on the screen. Tommy, I don't know if you can see this question. It says, if my spouse is not living with me in the UK, but usually comes around to check on us, will this affect our indefinite leave to remain? Mind you, I have already lived in the UK on a skilled worker visa for 2 years. Do you want to say something, or you want me to go first? Somi, do you want me to go first, or you want to say something?
Okay, let me just continue. Just almost what I've just said.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead.
Yeah, you can go ahead with the question on the screen. If you want me to go first, or you want to go for it, then.
Okay. If you are on a dependent visa, you are free to go into any criteria, except those that you are exempted for. So for this teaching, let me specify, for this teaching, you can go into teaching, but you need to know the requirements. The requirement, you have essentials and non-essentials. So you need to know the essential certification you need to even compose your CV and apply for that particular job. So that's why people mainly miss it out. I want to go into teaching, but in the teaching, what are the essential steps to go into teaching? That's where we come in and we plan those essential steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Some they need MVQ. Some they need QTS. As I explained QTS before, qualified teacher status. Some may say, okay, if you don't have qualified teacher status, we will sponsor you to achieve it. So all these things that you need to know before you get into teaching. But as a dependent, you can. But the process to get into teaching properly, you need to follow it. If not, you apply and say unsuccessful, you don't know why you are not having ability to teach. You need to know it, and you need to have that career guidance towards it.
Thank you. So this is another question on the screen. Let me go for it. The person says, if my spouse is not living with me in the UK, but usually comes around to check on us, will this affect our indefinite leave to remain? Mind you, I have already lived in the UK on a skilled worker visa for 2 years. Now you have to show evidences that you're still in a relationship with your spouse. You're still in a relationship with your spouse. Once you're able to show evidences that you're still in a relationship with your spouse through bank statement, through transaction, I don't think that is going to affect, provided there are evidences to show that you are still in a legal relationship with your spouse. So I don't know if that answers your question. We've got, is it Nessa on the screen? Nessa, hi, how are you?
Hi, sorry, I've forgotten your name. I keep mixing it up. Is it? Sorry, what's your name? I'm so sorry.
Fajira. Yeah, Fajira.
Fajira. I was gonna call you Tochi because I listen to all of you, and I know you guys link up.
Oh yeah, we do. She's my friend. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I know you. I'm a fan. So yeah,
Thank you. That's fine. So how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I just came here to just drop just a little bit of my life, just to
Thank
encourage
you.
people and advise. I'm not here to judge, and please don't
Yeah.
judge me.
Thank you.
So I've been here for 21 years, and
Ooh,
I know. And so I'm one of the oldies who have been through, I think I've been through literally almost every cycle with
yeah.
with immigration.
Yeah.
So I was like you, Fajira, when I came. I was very young. I was a
Oh,
teenager.
yeah.
When I came in, I was very vigilant. I didn't want to be illegal. So I went back, made
Yeah.
sure I got a working visa, came back, and then when my working visa, I had 2 years, I think, with a working visa, and I had to renew it. So I went to the Home Office myself and I did it. And then I met someone, and then things changed because he wasn't really okay. And then we
Wow.
ended up getting married, and you know how the African style is. Oh, marry
Yeah.
a Christian guy, and so I did all that. And it's good. Again, please don't judge me.
No, no, no.
I'm not even talking to. I'm like, I just don't want the audience to think otherwise. I'm not here to bash anyone, but life
Yeah.
happened. Got married, had 2 children. So I had my kids on the soil, but because at that time I became undocumented because of how everything happened. You know what it's like with the laws,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
migrant law. The children obviously had the birth set, but no documents, and
Yeah.
we so I had the 2 kids, and then after a while I had to ask my big sister to send money and so we can fight the law. And we tried, Fajira. We tried. We
Yeah.
went there initially. We tried to use a family. We got a very good lawyer. He was a Nigerian lawyer. He was amazing. But
Good.
we went, they still rejected us. They said they threw it. We went to court. We met the most angry judge. I remember when he was talking, his chin was shaking. And he said there was a point where my son was very sick. So we
Yeah.
even tried to use that as a way to fight it, because in Africa it's not the same.
Yeah.
My son had 15 allergies, and I had him premature. He
Oh,
was a very
bless
sick
you.
child. I went through all the eczema, the reef, all of it. So we tried to use hospital, but oh my God, they rejected it. So when he turned 7, and I'm trying to fast track it so I don't waste too much time, but this is just my story.
Fine.
But to let you guys know that you're doing amazing, but
Thank
because
you.
honestly,
Thank you.
so yeah, we went back when he was 7. There was a rule back then. I don't know if it's still here. When a child is 7 and they've never been anywhere but stayed
Yeah.
born here, you know the
Yeah.
rules, right?
It's still there. It's
It's
still there.
still there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went with that. But guess what? The child qualified, and if the child qualifies, then the parents should qualify. But they referred us, and this is the UK. Fajira, you said something. They always retract back to your
Exactly.
history.
Yeah.
They haven't stopped. Nothing has really changed. I can promise you that. It's just
Yeah.
getting sterner. So they retracted back to when we first did our application, and that was about 3 years back to when my son turned 7.
Yeah.
And they said, we told you to leave. What are you still doing here? So we can give you a child a status, but we're not giving it to you. We're like,
Ooh.
so we went to court. This is all money, by the way.
Yeah.
We went to court. We paid a lawyer. We went to court. We tried to fight it at a court place. They said, well, we're sorry. We can't. They refused us again. I was like, oh my God. I was shreds. Anyway, this is with 2 kids who were born on the soil. So then when my son turned 10, he was qualified for automatic naturalization to be British finally.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? these people are going to refer you. But so this is the thing. You might think you are eligible to something, but then they'll always go back and dig your past.
Yes.
This was me telling my other half. I was like, at the time, it was so frustrating. At this point, it was really bad. Even the household was horrible. You're angry. And let's not talk about, I'm not going to talk about work. You guys
Yeah.
come in, those who have come in with work visas and whatnot, amazing. I think
Amazing.
honestly, because our time, or that time, you can imagine, you go to
It was
this job,
hard.
you
It was
you
hard.
bounce, you bounce. I've bounced a lot. I have bounced a lot. So anyway, I'm not even gonna bring that in. I'm just talking about it. So when my son turned 10, obviously I put it through. He got his citizenship, and then I was afraid because the lawyer was like, okay, so you can go with your son, but if you have bad history, they can refer you to it and they can throw it out. It's a 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
And I was not ready to risk it. So again, this is really embarrassing, but it became an argument between me and the other half. And unfortunately, things went south for real. He was almost 20 years. You know the 20-year rule too? Because he had been here for a long time.
Yeah.
So he sorted himself out later on. I went with the kids and we are actually apart. And this is what immigration can do. It can break you up. For
Very
real. I know some people do it for other reasons,
Yeah.
but we really married because there was nothing to gain from each other. It was pure, it was honest, but because of the stresses, our marriage split. And it's very frustrating because even when we went to the Home Office or we went to court, they called us cohabiting because we could never sign legitimately here. So I'm just laying this out there because it's been so long and I'm not even shy anymore. Right.
Yeah.
And then what they do is, so when I did the application and everything went through, he's fine. He's on his 10-year route and I'm on a 10-year route after all this while. Still doesn't have an indefinite, still don't have a British passport. So, and these laws that are coming can actually still affect someone like me. So you can only imagine how someone like me, I sit here and I smile, I look at all the news and I'm like, it's like
I
you're so
know.
tired. You're young, I'm still young, but I'm so tired. It's like,
Yeah.
whatever, bring it. It's almost like, but it's not even funny. So
Yeah.
again, I'm just laying this out there to encourage someone who maybe has been here for 5, maybe even 10, and you're very frustrated. You're not too bad. It's maybe not great, but you be fine. And again, like Fajira said, if you do the thing right, everything is smooth. It's when you become
Definitely.
illegal, that's when things go rocky. And
Yeah.
it's rocky till the end. So yeah, my 2 kids are British now, I mean,
Thank
they
God.
deserve to be because they were born here.
They were
But
born here. Yeah.
I had to fight Fajira. I remember when I was doing my daughter's one, I did the application myself. I was so sick and tired. I didn't want to go. But because she was entitled, it was easy. I didn't even use a lawyer. I just went online. Because I'd done it with my son. So I
Yeah.
was like, I don't even have the money. So I went online and did my own thing. And by God's grace, it came through. But the point is,
Yeah.
it's been hard, So I think the way they've done the system, it might seem really upsetting and frustrating, but I think what they've done is they've opened it legitimately for you guys, for the newbies, especially those who have come in 5 years and after with skilled. And
Yeah.
the only thing is, if you don't do what they've told you to do, then it will obviously subside. But
Exactly.
it's frustrating. But I'm just putting my story out here to encourage you.
Thank
That's all.
you. Thank you. Do you know that what you're saying? I went through different route. I came as a student. I
Yeah,
went back because like you, I can really resonate with what you're saying because when you have been through that route, you will know what
yes,
people are
I've,
saying when it comes to things like this.
I
And I
I
used to tell
relate.
my peers that you don't know what God has done for you
Yes,
coming to UK as a skilled worker. If I had the opportunity
I
then,
know.
I
I
wouldn't
know.
choose to be
Oh my
honest.
God. I'm
I
not gonna
wouldn't
lie.
choose.
Fajira, I was even jealous. I was like, these people are.
Oh,
Oh my God, they're coming
I
in
am.
and they are
I
all
am.
legit and they can work and no problem.
No problem.
Wow. Cause me, I've skipped. Listen, I've had like you. I've been sacked from so many jobs because of that.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, I've been through a lot of trauma. I'm telling you, it's only by God's grace I'm sat here and I feel
And I'm
normal.
grateful God saw you through to the end.
I'm
Because
telling you.
like I came as a student, paid that school fees. My husband came as a student, paid, did PhD. By the time we
The
started
money.
calculating our school fees in this country, we have spent over 100 and something thousand pounds.
Absolutely. I was going to say the same. You
Like,
can relate, right?
have the opportunity to like just come, even if they say do this, I go and just
Oh,
I
trust.
will just save
Yeah.
that money for my school fees, for my husband's school fees. Like he
Yeah.
had for PhD 3 years.
Wow.
Masters paid for me. Like you
Wow.
can imagine how much money.
It's a lot.
So why
It's
am
a
I
lot.
those who came on the skilled worker visa, those who came on the care visa,
Yeah.
they don't really know what God has done for them. I usually,
know.
especially when they run into problem with their company license being revoked, I'm
Yeah.
like, go your year, look for another company immediately. And
Immediately.
you know,
You've got a right to work.
exactly. Once you apply for your first UK visa, they judge
Yeah.
you from that first application, which is
Yeah.
why I always tell my audience, please,
Yeah.
submitting your first visa application,
Don't
make
wait
sure
for it to expire.
the first form you filled, even if you have got the details of your mother wrong, they will refer it in your next
They
application.
will. They will.
My first visa to the UK in 2011, I still had it in, even as I'm a citizen, I have the visa.
You
Like,
still have it.
I still have the form now. So what am I trying to say? When you're on the right track, you don't
be
have
fine.
you don't need a lawyer.
No loopholes. No, you don't. I mean,
Yeah,
when I was
you
doing, like, again, like the way you're saying you do it, when I had to do my daughter's on smooth, I was applying for a citizenship online. No
yeah,
problem. You know,
yeah.
so you're right. If you're doing it and it's legit and you're eligible, no problem.
Yeah,
It's
it's
when there are
straightforward.
loopholes and
Yeah.
problems. Yeah. So yeah, there we
Thank you
go.
so much for sharing your experience with us. And I'm sure a lot of people will learn from this as well. Thank you for joining. And I'm also going to leave the link. Anybody wants to join, kindly use this link. I will leave in the comments to join and share your experience as well. We've got a few minutes to go. So I'm just going to leave this link now. So you can use the link to join us. People can't expect to UK immigration laws to suit. No, this is not what we are talking about. Don't worry, we'll be all right. We are not trying to suit the law to fit us. We are just trying to make sure that everyone who comes lives here legally and also abides to the rules. That's why this platform is set up to share our experiences. Like you could hear from Nisa's experience. And I'm sure people will learn from that. Once you get it right from the beginning, make sure you continue to get it right to the end. So I've got another question from Emmanuel. Well done, Fajira. Please, as someone on student visa working as a support worker in a mental health home, upon graduation, if the person eventually gets course, will such be qualified to bring dependents? It depends on the code you get your course on. Yeah, not all codes are eligible to bring dependents. Code 6135, code 6136 are not eligible to bring dependent. But if you get code 6131, you can bring your dependents. And if you get a graduate job and on a skilled worker visa, you don't really need to earn up to £38,700 to bring your dependent because you've gotten a graduate job. So you should be looking at applying for graduate jobs or be trying to look out for code 6131 to enable you bring your dependents. I hope that answers your question, Emmanuel. And I've just left the link as well. Whoever wants to join can use this link to join. So Somi and Mr. Sam, have you got anything to add to this live before we come to the end?
To add to that, you have to stay within your path. If you are working on a mental health and you are studying engineering, for example, upon graduation, if you are, before the new rules, you are on skilled worker visa. Let me use the old rule 6141 or 6131, whatever it is. Let's say 6131, which refers to like a nursing auxiliary and assistant. That one, they have exceptional rule for that. If you're on the other part, you need to know that you having your visa, except you have the COS before March, then you can bring your dependents. If you don't have it before March, or you are a student and you are doing 20 hours, not with the COS, you are doing 20 hours, that one is a different rule because you choose to do that. But on a normal with what I'm hearing and what is going on, if you are a mechanical engineer, for example, studying a mechanical engineering course, your 20 hours should dwell within the engineering field to help you when you're applying for your post-work visa. Except you are doing your 20 hours in mental health. Upon graduation, you now do a career change, and get it, then that is different. But if you want to now apply for a post-study visa on the engineering, and you are not showing that in your working experience while studying, you are not doing engineering, my dear, is a 50-50% chance. What I'm reading now, what I'm studying now, what is being worked on is a 50-50% chance. So that's why most people now are advised, if you are on a student route, you want to do 20 hours, be wise to do it within what you are studying, so that it becomes very easy, because you have already built that experience. That's why you see they actually stopped switching to health and care, because what they are saying now is that health and care is a little bit lower, because anything is subsidized is a lower job. And for UK to be competing with the likes of China, competing with the likes of United States, competing like technologically, they need high skill level immigrants. I'm just being realistic. So that when you know tomorrow, when you are going, they say, they deny me or so. I'm just telling you what they are thinking now. Every day, try as much as possible to watch PMQ and on immigration and learn some certain things, what is happening. I'm just bringing it out. Normally I wouldn't, but I'm just telling you what to expect going further. Especially those who are about graduating and going for post-working. Try to do your experience within what you are studying. It helps a lot. Most especially in the engineering manufacture, the STEAM system, artificial intelligence, and just try to stay within it. If you are doing and you are going to, they are seeing it. So when you want to apply, except you are telling them, I am applying to change career, then it's understandable. But if you are applying to stay with engineering, and in your years or your study, this thing, you are not doing it, you are your own. That's what I can say. I cannot go further than that.
No. Recently, someone contacted me. She was actually switching from another category of visa to another category of visa. They were asking her a question. I think what she was actually applying for was, I think it has to do with sales or whatever. They asked her about stamp duty. And you know what stamp duty is when you're trying to buy a house and all of that. Because she has been doing something else. She didn't know what to answer. This one was Home Office inviting her for an interview, and she didn't know what it was. The visa was refused because these people are clever. They know that the care worker visa is a visa that is subsidized. You don't pay for IHS. And a lot of people are just running to get that particular category of visa. So what they do now is they interview people. Before you even get the care worker visa, some people, they interview them from overseas. Within the UK, I've seen 1 or 2 people that were invited for an interview within the UK. So if you want to continue to do your career progression, I would suggest that you start doing something related to what you're studying in your master's. So with that, it's easy for you to just transition, or it's easy for you to get a job with visa sponsorship that you don't even have to stress yourself. But if you're doing, like you said, care job, and the other one, all your work experience has to do with care job, warehouse, or maybe DHL or whatever, then now you're not applying for a visa to work as you're applying for a job as, let's say, mechanical engineer or whatever. You have to submit your CV. And if you have lied on your CV, trust me, during the interview, they will know that the CV you've got is not the work experience you have. So you're better off looking for organizations that is kind of related to what you're doing, and start getting your experience from there. So everything will be easy for you. So I've got another question. What is the validity period?
Just to add a little bit. Okay, if you want to, in that case, like for example, now you want to get that experience on what you are doing. If you have 20 hours, use 10 hours to do one. Use the other 10 hours to do the other one. Yeah. So this is,
thank you.
I'm just, you understand? I'm just giving free service, but normally.
Thank you for the
so be on the safe path.
yes.
So that just be on the safe path, most especially because what you are seeing from most especially after April, when the new reviews will come out, it will
Yeah.
not be a business as usual. You can see even labor that was a little bit sluggish.
We
Before
are
you
going
know, there are almost
to
9,000 they've repatriated. So
yeah,
they are not
yeah,
trying to keep up with,
yeah.
because now they go to pick other Kemi is bombarding them, Farag is bombarding him. So they want to up.
Yeah.
Today in the news, you see another one with Reeves having issue. So it's a tug war, and the people that get the grass that suffers is immigrant.
It's immigrants. Yeah. That's
So yeah, that I'm just being realistic to you. I'm just giving you the fact. I'm not sugarcoating anything, so that you stay safe. That anybody that is going living this live stream is getting free paid service. Let me just use the free paid service because that's being
it's
paid for.
it's true. It's true. To be honest,
You
like
can
what
see,
you
Seth, I'm still on my decks just to
I
make sure
know.
that you get the best.
Thank you. Thank you for
You're
coming
welcome.
well to join me because I am very passionate about people doing
Thank you
things.
very much, sir.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about people coming to do things the right way because, like I would say, once you're on the right track, forget all those lawyers. No lawyer will eat your money in this UK. No
The
lawyer.
home
No
office people
lawyer.
want you to do it yourself. Do it yourself. That's what they want. Do
Yes.
it yourself.
Yeah.
Ask questions. Seek guidance. Pay for consultation to Fajira. It's not funny buying data. Support her, share it.
Yeah.
Let people come and learn the truth. This is the only platform where you get the truth and the fact. And
Thank
people
you.
are testifying because they come here to say truth. We don't
Thank you.
sugarcoat them. We tell you the truth.
No, no. Why
So
really
that when
should
you have progression, you
I?
are going higher because you are an ambassador. If
Yeah.
you anything happen, they will not say UK one Nigeria. Whereas it's not the Tinubu that did it. It is you that caused the problem.
Exactly.
So that's why we who are utilizing this kind of platform, we try to advise, follow the right path. You're an ambassador of your country. You're an ambassador of the British people. The government want the best from you. As
Thank
Fajira is doing every day sacrificing, the government are watching her. Because if she says
You're
something
right.
that is wrong, you will see
Yeah.
they will come and call her that
They will
in
chase
your
me.
platform. We saw you shared fake news. I'm telling you
Yeah.
the fact.
But it's true.
You go
It's
and
true.
read
True.
after the editing, I will send you a link so that you see it.
Yeah.
Even bloggers that scrutinize
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
prevent fake news and dissemination,
Yeah.
division of career guidance. Somebody will say, I got the information for Fajira this thing. The other day, we were surprised to see legit publishing Fajira truth.
Oh yeah, I saw
It's
it.
going far
Thank you.
because what is that? People are watching you. So
Yeah.
that's why I try as much as we to stay by the truth. She's doing a
Thank
great job and support her.
Oh yeah, subscribe or like and share this video. You know, I've not said subscribe. Please, guys, subscribe if you're here to join this platform. Like, share this live because there's a lot you will learn. I bring passion here. I bring passion because I am really passionate. I'm not thinking about the money. I'm just thinking about people coming to this country. I'm not going through what I went through. You know what that is? Like one of the fulfillments I get is somebody just recognizing me as the citizen. Oh, Fajira, I watched your video. Right now I'm in the UK. I get that a lot. So that's one of the reasons why this platform is here. And I will keep trying my best. Thank you, Somi. Thank you, Sam. I'll keep trying my best to put out the right information out there, do my research and upload it for you guys to learn. So even if you had to go through a journey of 10 years, with this platform, you will go through a journey of 5 years. With this platform, the information you get from here, you won't have to spend so much. You know the right thing to do at the right time to prepare you for every phase. Like I would say, I am so proud, and I am so proud to say no lawyer has applied for any UK visa for me. No lawyer did anything for me all through my years until I became a citizen. So I want to see a lot of people on this platform as well doing their things themselves. To pay lawyer is expensive. It's very expensive. Whereas you can just go on the line, go on internet, go to Gov website, do your application, provided you have not breached any visa rule. And like I would say, once you breached a visa rule, you will need an immigration lawyer. So I don't want any of my beautiful viewers to breach any visa rule that will land them with an immigration lawyer to do all the remaining applications for them. And they will refuse, you will appeal. At the point you're appealing, you're paying 1,000 something. That money would have been used to pay for your house deposit, put in your ISA account, and start planning how you can, stand in the UK. So make sure you're following the path, the right path. I am so passionate about the right path to an extent that it's like I get so emotional when I see somebody not doing the right thing. That is me. I don't know how it happens, but I just get so emotional. Like, oh, this person has refused to do. Oh, this part is the best part. So just make sure you are abiding to your visa rules. You are applying for your visa when you're supposed to apply. You are not finding yourself in organization working when you're not supposed to do that. So I've got another question here that said, what's the validity period of live in the UK test? Can you write the live in UK test like 2 years before you apply? Yes, you can. There is no validity period. Once you pass the live in UK test, you have passed it. So it's easier for you to even do, even if it's a year before, so that once it's time for you to apply for your indefinite leave to remain, nothing is holding you back. You are just going straight to apply for your indefinite leave to remain. So let me go through. We are coming to the end of this live. And if anybody wants to join for just 2 minutes to say whatever they've got in mind to say, I'm just going to leave the link for the last time for anyone to just click on it and join us before we come to the end of this live. So Somi, over to you, Mr. Sam. If you've got anything to add while we wait for 1 or 2 people to join us to end the live.
Yes, I just want to read something that is critical, especially for those who want to apply for the health and care visa, or the occupational code, so that they can be able to get it clearer. Just 1 minute. Let me pull out something, because it is clearly stated there. According to the .gov, it says 6131.
Yeah.
Refers to nursing auxiliaries and assistants. So if you want to apply under 6131, make sure that your experience is under nursing. Okay. Make sure your experience falls within hospitals. If you want to come to the hospital part, that is, if you want to not to for hospital or care home, but your career and in terms of your track record should show that you have worked in an hospital upon which you can apply for 6131.
Yeah.
If you now want to apply for the other one, which is 6132, it is called ambulance staff. So it's for only for those who are paramedics.
Okay. Yeah.
Then people were asking, I know because of this latest this we were asking about, I want to go into, you have dental nurse, which is 6135. You can be a care worker and as a dental nurse, assistant dental nursing is the program. You can come onto that list. So why am I saying this? So that if you are now picking up your certificate of sponsorship, make sure you look it properly. Not that you have given 6131 and you go and apply for 6135. You said I just get rejected. You have applied wrongly. Most especially those who are applying from overseas. If you are in UK, you know that you are 6131 and you want to apply, maybe you get another COS on 61, maybe 335 or 61. You must be very, very careful. 6135, 6136. These are the ones that talked about whether you remain with your dependents or not with your dependents. Because I have somebody was telling me that he got a COS 6135. He's here already in UK. So they now told him that your wife is either goes or it remains or get her own COS, but it cannot fall under your own. Yeah. You understand? He was thinking what they gave him was 61 6131. And I told you, no, you must be able to look at it properly so that when you're applying for a job and you know what you want, you are looking for, make sure it is in line with what's your aspiration. If you want your dependents, fine, this is what you want. If you don't want your dependents to go back, this is what you want to do. So those are what I want to clarify. 6131, 6132, 6133, 6135, and 6136. These categories have support. So, but they are very explicit now. If they just updated it, they are now well explicitly spelled, so that you not be confused that I'm going. They gave me 613. No. Please watch what you are doing. Make sure your background ties to it, because skills now they are not looking beyond the COS. They're looking at your experience.
Yeah.
So that's why we those are HRO like or employee or anything. When we are they tell us, when you are scrutinizing CV, be very vigilant in looking at your skill set.
Yeah.
Because it is skilled immigrant. Skill set. Your university, they tell you to go to university because they will tell you minimum is GCSE. So we are not interested in what you study, because everybody can get degree, but not everybody can get skill. Those are the two things. I'm just giving you free.
Thank you.
Not everybody has skill.
Thank you for giving us free, Somi.
Not everybody has skill, but everybody can have the same qualification.
Yeah.
Note that.
Not everyone. Not everyone. Thank you very much for that.
So that when you're not seeing that they are seeing unsuccessful, oh, these HRM people are wicked. We are not wicked though. There are things that we look at in line with the UK employment law. So we look at those things critically.
When I do interview from organization, once you step in, we know. Especially when you have downloaded your CV. This is a secret I want to share on this platform. When you've dabbled your CV, dabbling your CV is like getting another person's experience to make up your own experience. From the way you have appeared, we will know. But the thing is, becoming doing your job professionally, you don't even let the person know. You smile to the end. You make them feel like they've gotten the job till the end. But in your mind, and from what they have presented, you know that this is not the candidate. This is not
there was some that the CV was too real.
Yeah.
Whether it's an AI or something. The next thing was that come and do 5-minute shadow. It was for the care recruitment. Come and do 5-minute shadow. He came, you said, okay, adjust when you want to crisis center care. Do it, let's see. He was fumbling. But in your CV, you said, I better care, I maintain person dignity, after maintaining, come and do it if you want to see it. That is the level they are doing now.
Thank God for UK.
If the CV is too real, they will take you the next thing, come and demonstrate it.
Yeah.
And they'll give you a dummy, or you say you have phlebotomy, come and draw blood. We
invite up to 2-3 times for interviews, especially when you're in the progressive stage.
Even if when we are preparing and we are helping candidates, we want to do for mock interview preparation. Sometimes I bring them and do them. I give them raw mock interview. They say, "Why am I strict?" I say, "I'm not strict. I'm just telling you the readiness."
Yeah.
So that when you put recommendation, you are coming from. They say, "Okay, yes. Even some when they tell you are coming, that means they may have scrutinized you in such a way that you are already job readiness."
Yeah.
So you just have to be prepared, because things are getting a little bit tougher and stricter.
Yeah, you have to upskill, you have to continuously improve on yourself.
Yes.
In every aspect, because the UK, like I would always say, is not like some country that you will need somebody to go and speak to the interviewer. I worked in my organization for the past. I think there was somebody I interviewed one day. Immediately he entered. They said he just spoke in Nigerian language, like you be my sister. Do you know? And forgetting that there is a camera in the interview room. You be my sister now. You go help me. I beg. You know. But at that point, I had to remain professional, because this is not about sister. This is not about brother. This is about you presenting yourself, selling yourself in a way that we want you Like we want to buy you to work for our organization. So
Yes.
UK, they are not cutting corners. Even if you cut corners, there comes to a point that you have to face it. And the moment
You have to deliver it.
yes, that's the end. So please, once you're preparing for your interview, make sure that you know everything on your CV. Make sure that you know even the job description you're applying for. Make sure that you have the experience.
Yes.
Go online.
Use the STAR techniques. Use your STAR techniques very well.
Yeah. Do your research.
Maximize your STAR techniques.
Yeah. So you don't just come
You can go about that. You have a training on maybe hoisting, mechanical lifting. They will tell you come and lifting. How do you know the safe working load on that lifting sling? You'll be looking. Well, you tell you go to the training. Did you just brush it or you just for the sake of it? You have to be because you're an ambassador. Then because if you start tomorrow, carers their story, when they make noise, internet is gone far. So when you are coming and you're going for any job, you represent not only yourself, you represent the country you're coming from, you represent the British that gave you the ability to come and stay in their country. You are an ambassador.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much, Mr. Somi. Guys, let me know in the comments of this video if you want more of this live, because this is becoming more interesting. I planned for 1 hour, but we're almost getting to 2 hours. So let me know in the comments. So if you want more of this live, I can set out a day in every week for us to come together and have this live. Let me know why I answered Shoma's question. I think Shoma's question is going to be the last question for tonight.
If you are, I know some are shy to share question. If you are shy, the link is there. Post it. The link. Book consultation. If you are just hold your consultation, and she will guide you. Yes, so some are extrovert, some are shy, some may have something, and don't be shy.
Yes,
there's a saying that somebody who does not speak out lacks knowledge. So if you have to ask, the Bible says, "Ask and you shall receive." So if you don't ask, you won't receive. I'm just telling you, if you are an extrovert or introvert, let me say introvert for those who are introvert, just send her an email. Get career guidance. We want to see real positioned Nigerian immigrants doing well. People shout India, not India, Manta. We are telling about you representing well. How can we help the system? How can we support the British economy? By being a positive ambassador. When you are going to work, you are telling the truth.
Thank you, Somi. Let's see if we can answer these last two questions. One from, is it Prashant? Yeah. And also one from Chioma. So let's take Chioma on. What happens if my sponsor does not have a job for me? Am I safe to work more than 20 hours with my current employer? So if your sponsor does not have a job for you, Chioma, you should start thinking of how you will get another organization that will sponsor you. You're only allowed to work 20 hours outside your original sponsor. So for instance, the sponsor that brought you to the UK had no job for you. Your second job has to be 20 hours. Anything more than that, you're breaching your visa immigration, your visa rules. So ensure that you're not doing more than 20 hours elsewhere, please, because it's very important. It's very, very important. This is what we are talking about. I'm sure you don't want to start paying a lawyer to apply for your visa for you in the nearest future. So just try. I will come. I think the next live I will do, we have to be live job with visa sponsorship, because sometimes it can be difficult for me to just keep posting. So I will come live, copy the links and put it in the comments so you guys can go and apply for the jobs. So I think that's what I will do in the future. So I've got another question. Yeah, so far a job I am currently interviewing for. I have the skills and experience for the roles, but industry and market is a bit different. Would that be an issue during the visa interview? When it comes to visa interview, you have to know the job. If you've got the experience for the job you have applied for, is it temporary? Tamparani. If you got Tamparani, yeah, if you've got the experience, then I don't see any reason why you should worry, because most of the questions you are asked during your visa interview has to do with the job. They are not going to ask you anything outside the job. They are not going to ask you anything about the organization because you have not even joined the organization. So your visa interview will have to be around the job. So if you've got experience in the job, then you are good to go. You don't have to stress yourself over it. So I've got from Sophia. I was given a course as a single person, and I noticed my course does not have reference number. Does it mean I won't be able to add independent if I eventually get married? This is strange. Like, a course is given to one person, and the only time you can add your dependent is when you're applying for a dependent visa. Now you have to check if this course is the one that allows dependents. If it's a course that allows dependents, then you can apply for a dependent visa for your dependent. They are not supposed to indicate on the course. It's your visa application that will tell that you're married. So kindly check if the course you've got is a course that allows dependents. If it does, then when you eventually get married, all you have to do is to apply for a dependent visa for your dependent, your husband or your wife or whoever that is depending on you. So that's just what it is. So we are actually coming to the end of this live. Okay, I've seen Dami. Dami says she wants more of this interactive section, please. So we have to work very closely to see how often we can come here. Somi and Mr. Sam, if that's okay. So any last word from both of you before we come to the end of the live?
Yeah, just keep up the good work, and thanks for Mr. Tommy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sam. Somi, have you got any last word before we come to the end of the live?
Quick one is one, be compliant by daily or weekly or twice in a month. Check your e-visa for any update or anything. 2, also consider if it's on a sponsorship visa, be monitoring your organization COS so that if no expire and you cut away. 3, if you're an independent, you are free, but you have limitation. Sport person, you cannot join professional sport person, but depend on what is written in your own. Secondly, for you to get into any career, you need to know the pathway. You need to be job readiness. You need to have somebody plan your career path, and you need to follow it religiously, building blocks to achieve success. Because what we want is that you should not only come here to just be work and remain at the lower level. We want to have more of Kemi, not only one Kemi. We want to have the next person that wants to grow is another prime minister. No, that's the fact. That's what we want.
Yeah,
So we want to make sure that you don't just because I'm going collecting and I don't know. No, we want progression so that when we are ranking, like now, if you go to the US, they want to rank highest immigrants. They rank Nigeria in doctors. They rank because those people who go there, they've already have a trajectory. They have people who plan their life. So that's why any Nigerian that's going to US is high flyer. Why can't we replicate it in UK?
Yeah.
So you don't just settle for, you just keep growing. And how? Ask questions, consult, pay for private consultation. Call Fajira, hold her on a toe, drive me to West Rapat, carry me to cross the river. Thank you everybody for participation. It's my pleasure, and we look forward to better.
Definitely. Because
more people getting job, more people getting COS, following the right path, being on the compliance. Don't overstay your visa. Always know that you do before ahead. Know what is certificate for you and everything. Success, everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Much.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us.
Fajira.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So thank you everyone for joining us. Okay, thank you, Mr. Sam. Thank you for joining as well, for spending the whole 2 hours with us. It's been an interactive section.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm grateful that you are part of this. And just to say to my audience viewing this, thank you as well for joining. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for leaving your comments. And like you said, I've seen a lot of comments. Like someone, Biagari said, I want more of this interactive interactions, please. I'm enjoying it. But unfortunately, I joined, I think that's what she meant, not too long. So I will try my very possible best as a mother of 3 young children and also a wife and also an entrepreneur, a CEO of my own company. I will try to create out time, even if it's once in a week, to come here and see how we can help ourselves, because we really need to help ourselves. We can't do it alone on our own. We need to help ourselves to get to that level where we want to, because you can see everything is changing. Everything is changing, and the little we can do for ourselves is to see how we can hold our hands together and work as a team to achieve that has brought us to this land. So my advice tonight is stay safe, stay away from trouble, stay away from police, stay away from anything that will land you in trouble. Read your visa rules and abide to all the rules that governs your visa. With that, you're doing the right thing. And like I would always say, you won't need any lawyer to do anything for you, provided you have done everything correctly. You will not need any lawyer to say, oh, bring this 2,000 pounds, 1,000 pounds to do anything for you. So we are coming, we are definitely going to come back here, maybe sometime next week, to continue from where we've stopped. So in the meantime, you stay safe, stay blessed, and don't forget to like and share this video with your friends and loved ones. Thank you everyone for joining. And
nice night.
yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.